When do we talk about the fucking shows and movies? Thanks for the F shot.
I don't know, but these arms are feeling chewed up.
Show me what you got.
We'll drink it if you say.
Hey everybody, welcome back to another Wasted Opinions. This is going to be our review of 2024. Things that we had talked about at the beginning of 2024 from movies that we were looking forward to watching, our hotly anticipated movies that we wanted to see from the beginning of the year. And we're going to say what we thought of them and maybe talk about a few other movies that we saw in between as well too. But before we get to talking about them, let's talk about ourselves. I am CountryBoy, also known as whatever card Mr. MussKeg pulls.
Oh, here we go.
Yeah, I forgot we're doing that.
This is the box I used to keep them in. The tin.
So, aw, so cute, puppies.
Okay.
So CountryBoy is also
Okay, here we go.
someone cool.
Grim Reaper.
Oh, that guy's cool. Look at that scythe. Sweet.
Look at this. Look at his durability. Look at his durability. Max.
Yeah.
Whoa. Yeah, that's me, all right.
Did you know this fact about the Grim Reaper?
Simon Williams' brother.
The-
Go
Don't
ahead.
steal my fucking thunder, Luke. The Grim Reaper is the older brother of Simon Williams, also known as
I did know that.
Wonder Man.
Yeah, I know who he is. I'm waiting for CountryBoy to give him an opportunity.
Eric Williams.
No,
but
no,
his stamina,
I didn't
his
know.
stamina also matches John's. Like, it's a 1. He can only last like a minute.
Oh, if that. Giving me too much credit.
All right.
So then, next up, I will introduce Mr. MussKeg down below us here.
Oh, that's me. I should look at the cards. No, I won't do that. That's not fair. Oh, move the cards around. Shuffle them. And I am also known as Darkhawk, a rookie card.
Darkhawk? Oh, okay, I didn't know that one.
Rookie card.
Did you know that the amulet that gives Darkhawk his mysterious powers was originally sought by the evil?
I don't know this one.
Kingpin.
Hobgoblin.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah.
Oh, look at that.
I always liked
Okay.
him. I thought he looked so cool. And if you'll notice, he's got like a grappling hook
Yeah.
blade on his arm. So
Sweet.
Awesome.
Darkhawk. And not to be last, but
I have to
last
be.
but not least, that's the word. Last but not least, this guy is to my side.
Yeah.
I know,
Definitely last.
I know it's a little bit late, but I'm wishing you all a Merry Grinchmas here. I'm
Whoa.
LewisLightning.
Or
that tastes terrible.
known
I'm
as,
Fin Fang Foom. That's what I'm hoping for.
I have that card in there.
I'm hoping for it.
Because he's wearing green.
Rhino.
Oh,
That's
cool.
right.
His real name is unknown.
Oh. I mean, I know
Really?
there's been different guys.
Yeah, there have been, I guess.
Did you know the Rhino's first mission was to kidnap the son of Spider-Man's nemesis,
J. Jonah Jameson.
Harry Osborn?
J. Jonah Jameson?
Oh.
Very
Not really a nemesis.
Oh, it's unanimous. It's
I
more
feel
of
like his
a
intelligence
a
is too
pain
high.
in his ass.
They have him at
More
a
of
2. I
thorn in
think,
his side.
I think his intelligence should be a 1.
Eh.
But anyways.
Gosh.
Sorry, I have Fin Fang Foom in there somewhere, Lou.
Maybe next time.
Maybe next time. So before we get into our list, let's do a shot here, everybody. Cheers to 2024 and in the past.
Yes,
2025 coming up. So I'll start off our list here with movies that I watched this year, or movies that were on my list, I should say first. Starting with number 5, I had the movie Twisters on my list because growing up, I always loved watching the first Twister movie with Helen Hunt and Bill Paxton. I watched the movie dozens of times growing up. So the fact that they were doing a sequel, a legacy sequel, Glenn Powell, hey, he's known for legacy sequels now. The guy's pretty awesome. I really enjoyed this movie. I actually really enjoyed this movie. But I will say, if you're not a country music fan, you might not like it as much as I did because there's a lot of country music in this movie.
I should have waited for you to talk so then I can be like, and I'm not alone. Lonely. Yeah. I don't have it on my list, but I just want to jump in. I saw it too. It was we actually got to see it on one of those rare date nights, and I was
Mhm.
surprised how much I liked it. In fact, I
Yeah.
almost liked it more than the original, to be perfectly honest.
Oh,
Now the original
My-
had better, like, hold on. The original had better like supporting cast, like Philip Seymour
Mhm.
Hoffman is the
Yes.
specifically. I'll bring up him,
Yeah,
but
even
I
Carrie Ells in the first one, he was great.
love Glenn Powell. I mean, the guy just keeps
Yeah.
winning me over.
Just oozes charisma, that guy.
He reminds me of myself a little bit, just with abs, Um, but yeah,
Yeah, no, it was a terrific movie. I was really happy with it. My only complaint I would say is that they didn't tie it into the original movie like at all, other than like maybe one little hint. That was it, and it wasn't enough for me.
And,
I
yeah.
wanted a little bit more of a connection.
Did they get Bill
probably
Paxton to
because
return?
I was gonna say probably
Yeah, they were at his grave.
probably because Bill Paxton and Helen Hunt refused to return for it. That's probably what happened.
But you know what? They could have even alluded to like mentioned some of the characters in that movie. They could have just done that.
I'm just mad they didn't have a redo of the scene where they have breakfast and they have that like awesome steak and egg breakfast.
Yeah.
I just want to ask,
Food.
did they go back to Wichita? That's one thing I feel like they might have done.
I don't know if it did. I can't remember. They were in Oklahoma.
And they didn't even get Philip Seymour Hoffman back either.
Yeah, lazy.
No, all this wasted opportunities, guys.
Hollywood, I tell you.
My number four movie was Godzilla X Kong: The New Empire, and it's a movie I enjoyed it, but I did like Godzilla versus Kong more. That one I felt like had a better balance of the human element and the monster element. This one was even more nonsensical, and I kind of like that about these movies, that they're nonsensical. They don't go in there expecting it to be fucking Shakespeare. You want to just have fun, and this one it did that. And I actually did enjoy the new enemies with King Scar or Scar King, whatever his name was, the red ape guy with the
one that looked like
the big
movie, right, in the trailer.
The what movie?
This is the one that looked like a Terminator movie in the trailer, right?
Oh,
This
it
one?
did have like the glowing red eyes, I think, sort of. I
I
think
just
that's maybe where you got it from.
It was going to be like a Terminator movie, or sorry, why am I saying Transformers movie? This is the one that looked like a Transformers movie.
No, there wasn't any robots in it.
He gets a robot arm.
No, he does. He get a mechanical arm. It was just a brace though. It wasn't like his arm was replaced. It was just a brace over it. But yeah, it was fun. But I still like the one before this even more. I like this one. Okay, it wasn't as much fun as I thought that one was.
I think I saw it with you, right? We saw it together, right?
Did we see it? Yeah, no, I think you saw it with. I think you saw it. No, I saw it with Lindsay. You saw it with Tanner, I think.
Okay.
Pretty sure. We saw it like within a day of each other though, so I think maybe that's why it seemed that way. And then my number 3 pick, which might surprise you guys, does only at number 3, was Deadpool and Wolverine.
Yeah.
I mean, we reviewed this, so just check out our review. We got nothing else to say about it. It's a trash movie. Don't even watch it. Just shit.
I'm sure even when you picked it, we were like, "What? Why is it number 3 for you?" Like, I don't know. What was your reasoning back then?
You know what?
Because, dude, I still stand by my number 1 pick. I'm still standing by that. I will say it maybe could have swapped with my number 2, because I'd say maybe number 2 and number 3. But I was really anticipating number 2. Number 2, I'll tell you, was Ghostbusters Frozen Empire. And I really loved Ghostbusters Afterlife. That movie, it came back after like a 30-year hiatus of Ghostbusters. And they really did a good job of it. And so I was like looking forward to the sequel of that. And while it didn't live up to Afterlife, I still think it did some really cool things. Like those new versions of ghosts that we never had seen before, and like how they work. And like this new bad guy was really cool, even though if he was kind of underutilized at the end of the movie. I liked his look. I thought he looked cool. There's more lore into the Ghostbusters world that I appreciate, but I think it could have used a little more work in like the script room, I guess. It could have done a little bit more work that way. But it was still a fun movie. I found it was still a fun movie. But I will say Deadpool and Wolverine was better than that movie. You want to say something, Craig? I don't know if you were holding something.
I think what I learned this year most about you is I didn't know you were such a Deadpool hater. I thought you actually liked Deadpool.
It's terrible.
But
probably the worst thing to ever come out of Canada.
Everybody's allowed different opinions. So
you gotta have that third. You can't have everybody praising everything when you do a movie review. You gotta have that one guy that's on the other side of the fence,
And that was 100% you, hater of Deadpool. So it's good.
Yeah, I know. Giving it an 8.5 is such a bad review. I know. Such a terrible review.
I saw I saw Frozen Empire as well. I was gonna say I feel like it tried to introduce more characters, but also give everyone something to do, and it was just like way too many.
Yeah,
Stories.
it was a little bloated in that sense. Yeah.
Come closer to the camera. Come closer.
Who, me or him?
Both of you. Ghostbusters is the most overrated franchise to ever exist.
Yeah, I know you know that way. I know you think
Fast
that
and
way.
Furious. Maybe Fast and Furious is terrible. But
That's
okay,
why
so
you don't have.
come back.
just
Come
the-
back. I take it back. It's not the most overrated ever, but it's overrated.
There's no reason
How
to
many
come in
Ghostbusters movies have you seen? How many Ghostbusters have you seen there, MussKeg?
I've seen 3.
Bullshit. You've seen. Okay, the female one doesn't count.
I saw the first one. I saw the second one. I saw the one with all the chicks.
I'm saying that one doesn't count. That one doesn't count as the Ghostbusters
So,
because it's not in the canon of the same
oh,
Ghostbusters
right.
world.
I forgot.
It's different canon. I'm saying.
Red State Country Boy. I forgot about that. The woman
No,
Ghostbuster.
it's I still enjoy that one, but it's not in the canon of this world. It's not the same Ghostbusters.
Yeah.
I've seen 4.
But I will say,
Plus the cartoon.
I think you would appreciate Afterlife though, because I know you're a bigger fan of Jason Reitman.
Yep.
Yeah, because I think you mentioned you were a fan.
I like Ivan Reitman.
I thought you would
How do you
appreciate
say-
Afterlife.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, that's an overrated movie right there.
Lou, what were you gonna say?
But
But John, I know Lou was gonna say something.
I said I saw all 4
was he?
Ghostbusters movies and the cartoon and the real Ghostbusters.
I
That
saw
is
the
the
cartoon
cartoon.
as a kid. I had the Egon one where he's blonde and he squeezed his legs and his eyes went boop.
Yeah, that's the toy. Yeah, has the freight features.
I was gonna say there's the
Ghostbusters.
cartoon. There's a Ghostbusters cartoon and there's a real Ghostbusters cartoon.
Yes, there is. There's 2 different
about-
Ghostbusters cartoons. Yes.
You don't know. Anyways. What was your number 1?
Yes. Number 1, and it probably was my number 1 out of this list too, is the Kingdom of the Planet of the Apes. Y'all know me. You know I'm a big fan of the Planet of the Apes resurgence that came out in the last 10 years or so. And this one did a good job of continuing the story. They finished the story with Caesar in the last movie. This one jumps ahead like a few hundred years, I think it is, and it does a good job of continuing that lore and that mythology and all that stuff. And I was really happy coming away with that movie. I had a good time, and you can see where it's kind of going, where it's kind of eventually lead into like the original movies with Charlton Heston, which I'm not even a big fan of those movies, but you can kind of see it leading that way, which is really cool. And it was I really enjoyed Kingdom of the Planet of the Apes. My number 1.
I appreciate you stick to a franchise.
It just
That's good.
seemed to me this movie like it came and went and like I didn't even know it released. Like no one was talking about it when it came out. That seems strange to me.
I rewatched the third
The War for the Planet of the Apes.
War for the Planet of the Apes this year.
Woody
And I
Harrelson.
liked it. I think I liked it more the second time I watched it, actually. Because I think I had it set up too high. I had way too high expectations because of Woody Harrelson. I think I liked it more the second time, though.
That's a good take. It's a good take.
I'm also not a fan of the titles getting longer and longer. How it's like Kingdom of the Planet of the Apes.
War
like,
for the Fast and Furious Apes.
World War 4 of the wonderful world
Can
of
you
Kingdom of the
imagine
Planet of the
they
Apes.
have the Planet of the Apes crash into the Fast and Furious franchise?
That's the goal. That's the ultimate goal right there.
Can you
Be
imagine
unstoppable.
Diesel driving along and he turns
It's
and
all
looks,
about family.
and all of a sudden it turns and looks back and it's an ape. He's
His
like,
family is the fucking gorilla.
If there
"Oh,
was
he's
gonna
biting my face."
if there's gonna be 2 things that come together, I feel like Indiana Jones and the Planet of the Apes would be a good one. That just has a good sound to it.
You just made me wet, Lewis. You just made me wet right there.
You don't want to see an ape driving a hyped up Honda Civic.
Not for 90 minutes. Not for 90 minutes.
It'll feel like 90 minutes.
Oh no, it's gonna fly right by.
All of the time. Anyways.
What? So going to MussKeg's list. Do you know what your list was?
Yeah, I
For
do.
number
I got it
5?
right here. So number 5, I had the Borderlands movie.
Fuck yeah!
I
I bet you that's an
didn't
awesome movie.
didn't see it because, and I will say part of the reason I didn't see it
Too busy.
was it had horrible reviews, like absolutely terrible reviews, and the trailer
Yeah,
didn't sell me. And
trailer sucked too.
I don't know how in this age of sarcastic internet comedy, etc., that a movie like Borderlands couldn't do well, but I do know how it could do well. Horrible. I'm going to sound bad saying really bad casting.
Well, I was gonna
I
say,
think is the first. Kate
this-
Blanchett is a great actress. I love her. She shouldn't be in a video game movie. Jack Black, love you, man, but stop. Do something other than video games. Do something other than for the paychecks.
Kevin Hart is the serious
Kevin
guy.
Maybe a
Hart.
Minecraft movie. Is that not going to be on your list for next year?
We'll
A
see.
Minecraft movie won't be
Don't
on your
ruin
list.
it. Don't ruin it.
Oh,
Let's ruin
maybe.
it.
Well, you're just talking
Because
about how you don't want it to be in video game movies
honestly, though,
anymore.
Borderlands, all you needed to do was cast some nobodies, really, and an awesome, handsome Jack. Like
Yeah.
Robert Downey Jr. as Handsome Jack or something like that. And you would have been good. And make him the main character of the movie and everybody else the plot milk. But
I heard that it was kind of a mess on set too, this movie, when they were
yeah.
putting it together.
And I remember too, one of my biggest reasons for being so excited about this movie was Craig Mazin. I can't remember if he was supposed to be the director or the writer, but Craig Mazin, who had done the Chernobyl series, which I love so much, was attached to it. And all of a sudden it was like, wasn't it Eli Roth or
Yeah,
something
I was
like
gonna
Eli
say,
Roth.
And
Who's done
Craig
horror
Mazin isn't
movies.
even attached to it.
He's-
And people basically said that Craig Mazin asked to have his name. The rumor is he asked to have his name not associated with it because they wouldn't do what he wanted to do with the story. He wrote the story or something like that, but they wouldn't do it the way he
Yeah.
wanted. So he dropped out as the
And he's
director.
yeah, it's a shame because he's got such a great style. That guy, he's got a great direction. Yeah, it would have been
Yeah,
a
he did
totally
Last-
different
he
feel.
did the Last of Us TV series, and yeah,
Yeah, and those
Well,
are
anyways.
amazing. Chernobyl and Last of Us are amazing.
this is
like
text,
a pretty. Oh, sorry.
I was gonna say this is textbook what not to do as a casting director. Just completely wrong on every single way. But I was
Yeah.
gonna also mention something else I had heard, and I don't have the articles in front of me right now, but
Wikipedia research, yeah.
I believe that this was like filmed in like 2018, 2019. The principal filming was all done and stuff, and then they held on to it because they're like, this is not very good, and they're trying to figure out like how to launch it, if they
Mm.
could change anything. Like this
Oh,
was
wow.
done a while ago, and they just
Well,
had to
Anyway,
start.
very disappointing that this, video game movies have a history of being either great or bad. I don't think there's ever really a middle ground when it comes to video game movies. They're good movies or they're bad movies.
I was gonna say it seems like only recently do they have good ones. Like
Yeah. You know
historically, they're
what?
bad.
You know what this gave me vibes of, not having actually seen it? This gave me Super Mario Bros. Movie vibes based on everything I heard about it. So
That
Oh,
sounds-
the original Super Mario Bros. Like
yeah,
with,
yeah,
Bob Hoskins and
I
stuff.
did watch, which I did watch. And side note, we should do that as a watch party
A
together.
marathon.
Okay, yeah. And so let's get past Borderlands.
I'd be down for one of those. Yeah.
Number 4 I had on my list was Argyle. Didn't see this movie, and I
Please.
remember when we were coming up with this list, I just saw the trailer and I thought this looks awesome. I'm a big Sam Rockwell fan. I still think it could be good, and I will still see it. I just haven't got to it. I've found out over the last 7 years of my life that most of my time I'm either trying to catch up to TV series because they can be short episodes and I can get through them like that, or just rewatching something because I don't know if I'm going to be able to finish it all. So that's kind of halted my ability to really dig into movies. Like you guys prioritize them much better than I do. I still do want to see it. I heard mixed reviews, but I think it's good. So I don't know if either of you guys saw it.
I can speak to Argyle. I've seen Argyle in theaters, and it was fun. It was a lot like not the Huntsman, the Kingsman movies. Very similar to the Kingsman feel and stuff. And
Was it
it
Matthew
was
did
a
it?
really fun movie.
Matthew Vaughn did it, right?
Is who? Sorry.
Matthew Vaughn directed
Yeah, Matthew
it.
Vaughn did. Yeah, so it has Matthew Vaughn feel all over throughout the whole movie. I'll say there was maybe one too many twists in it that he didn't really need to do, but man, it is stylistic. It is fun. Like the characters are all fun, and it is a fun movie to watch. It's not it's not like a very intelligent movie, but it's very stylish and it's an easy watch. And like I said, maybe one too many twists.
Yeah.
I would definitely watch it again. It's a fun movie.
I didn't watch it, but a lot of the complaints I saw online were that the twists in the story at times didn't make a whole lot of sense, or things felt unnecessary. But that's all I heard. I didn't see it myself.
Yeah. So, and then my next one on the list, you guys tell me if I saw this one.
You didn't. You didn't. You didn't.
Why would I have the popcorn hammer?
Okay.
for Lord of the
Who's
Rings
the main
War
character?
of the Rohirrim if I hadn't seen it?
You bought it at the theater because it was still there.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, that's
Yeah.
why
So who's the main
would I hide it?
character?
Are you kidding me? This is probably the greatest movie theater prop I've ever seen in my life, and of course I'm going to buy it. I still think I'll watch it. I don't know if when this came out or when I read anything about it, I don't know if I had any clue that it was going to be a cartoon.
Yeah, I know I didn't.
I think I actually thought it was going to be like a Lord of the Rings movie, and
It's supposed to be set in the world of Peter Jackson's Lord of the Rings too. It's apparently
Sure.
supposed to be
there's
set
just
in that
big
universe.
difference.
It's supposed to be.
There's a big difference. And who knows? Maybe I'll still watch it because as an adult, I become a big fan of like serious cartoons. So hey, who knows? But if the movie's half as good as their movie props,
Is there merchandise? Yeah.
I'm just gonna say I think this movie could lay the hammer down.
So
I
you're
mean,
saying
it looks like a cartoon hammer.
if the movie feels hollow,
Do you guys want
Yeah.
me to put the hammer down?
No,
I'll put it down.
keep it up the whole time. Oh, I want you to keep it up.
No
That's what she
problem,
said.
1 minute man. No problem, 1 minute man. Anyways, I don't know. I know you guys haven't seen it, but do you plan to if you can?
Oh, if it's on streaming, I will. I'm not gonna go see it in theaters
I'm
though.
not going to go see a cartoon in theaters. I do enough of that with my kids.
Exactly.
My number 2 movie of the year. Again, another one that I think the trailer had just come out, and I still do want to see this, but at the end of the day, going to the movie theaters is something I'm limited to. I don't know how John's able to get out to so many still, but I just can't. You know, I don't like to.
I take my wife
Well, will you leave the kids at home?
sometimes. Yeah,
just by
Yeah.
themselves.
yeah. Sometimes they don't. No,
Anyways.
they get babysat, obviously.
Got nobody to do it. You can come stay at my house and babysit my kids, and I'll go to the movies with my wife. There
You
we
guys
go.
are cutting out for me, I think.
Oh yeah, he froze.
You froze on our end.
Oh, this will be a
boy,
great
real
edit.
glitchy.
No,
I can still
hear you.
I can't
Yeah,
see
you
moving.
just have the goofy
Oh, there
out
you
there.
are.
You're, oh, damn it! I
Sorry.
was always goofy son of a bitch face the whole time. Oh no,
There-
not bitch. Goofy asshole face the whole time. But anyways, it's Civil War.
Yeah,
I really do want to see it. When this comes out on streaming, maybe it even is.
it is. It's on Prime. It's on my
perfect.
watch list
You know
already.
what? Perfect Christmas movie stream. You know, in
I
between
do
all
want
the
to watch it.
the
Yeah.
movies that you watch after Christmas is over so
100%.
I'm excited to see it. I think Jesse Plemons, as you guys know, I'm the biggest Jesse Plemons fan.
I heard he's actually the highlight of the movie too. Is Jesse Plemons? Like, that's no surprise because he's the highlight of every movie.
Shocker.
He's the highlight of every movie he's in.
Yep. So Civil War, and I was also a big fan of the director. I believe it's Alex Garland who did Ex Machina. I could be wrong. I'm going to look it up because I don't want to be an
Maybe.
idiot. But
Too late.
well, I'll look it up after or now.
Just you keep talking. I can look it up for you if you want.
Okay. And then my number 1 most anticipated movie of the year, Deadpool 3, Deadpool and Wolverine, as it was announced eventually.
Yeah.
I saw this in theaters.
Alex Garland, you were right. Yes.
Thank you. And I loved it. It was the best Deadpool movie that's come out ever. It
is.
Great
It is the best Deadpool
supporting
movie.
cast. It had Lewis's favorite performance of the year, Channing Tatum as Gambit. Lewis will go on record as saying he wants a Gambit movie. He wants a Gambit trilogy. He wants
Well, I'm about to
Gambit.
make my name for myself.
He wants Gambit to be the lead
Just
for
not
the
with
next
Channing
phase
Tatum. Just not with
of the
Channing Tatum.
MCU. But anyways, even in the bit he did, it was fun. Great movie. We did a whole review. Make sure you watch it so we can pay ourselves. But yeah, that was those are my 5 movies.
Fairly
No,
solid.
that's a good movie.
So
We reviewed it.
yeah, we reviewed it. So I'll get into my top 5 with numero 5. It's actually a sequel, and I'll got to get a little bit into the story because it's Gladiator 2. And
No, can't talk about the story.
the story of how we ended up seeing it. And that guy's frozen
I
again.
feel like the belle of the ball. I'll just say that much.
Yeah, tell the story about how you had 2 tickets and you chose John.
So John invited me.
2 tickets to paradise.
John invited me to go see, or it was a collectible exposition, right? What would you call that? Yeah. So we went to this
It
thing.
was Collector Con, I think.
So I went with him there, and as soon as we walk in the door, they had this
I
booth
think maybe not.
for Gladiator 2, and they're handing out like little posters and like, yeah, enter this draw and see if you can win. You can go see the movie for free in advance. Like, I think we were like 3 or 4 days.
Yeah, advanced screening. Yeah.
Fucking, I did it right then.
Screening.
Got 2 passes. I mean, CountryBoy didn't. He tried. Didn't work for him. But yeah.
I did. Nope.
Got the advanced screening. We got to go see it for free at West Edmonton
Yeah,
Mall.
I feel like the belle of the ball because he invited me to go see Gladiator 2.
But the only thing bad about it was that it was packed. We got there and it was just packed. We were front row.
Yeah.
So, just neck up watching.
I mean, you don't need.
That was unfortunate.
Did you like it?
Yeah. It was a little bit lower than average. So like a
I get the vibe that it's more like
I'll say-
action movie than actual like.
It was.
type movie.
My biggest complaint is a little too reliant on the original movie.
Mhm.
It was there's a lot of callbacks and things. It's like, okay, you didn't need to bring out this piece. You didn't need to mention that character. You didn't need to do this. You didn't need to. It was a lot of extra of that you didn't really need. If it was just his own movie and like maybe did a couple of alludes to the original characters or stuff like that, it wouldn't have been so heavy-handed in that sense. I don't know. That was my biggest complaint. Otherwise, I did really quite enjoy it. I did enjoy it.
Without spoiling anything, I would say like for the first half of the movie, you're gonna think that they're just doing Gladiator again. Like it's note for note, like the first movie for like the first half of this one. But then after that, they try and twist it, but it's nothing too elaborate. It's still feels very much the same.
How was the dude from Stranger Things in it?
I loved him. Yeah, he was one of the emperors.
Yeah,
okay.
He was the older or the taller emperor dude.
The emperors.
Yeah, I loved him. He was great.
They seemed a little bit comical, like they were almost a little bit
too
cartoony, but
you guys.
Yeah.
I mean, I studied ancient Roman history in my classics course at university, and I can tell you, they got a little kooky.
Oh yeah, but both.
I'll see. Oh yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, go ahead.
I would say both these guys were like Caligula, if you know your ancient Rome.
Yeah, I know my ancient Rome.
I'll say my biggest fear going in was Denzel Washington because on the trailers I saw, I was like, oh, he's just basically playing himself in like Training Day. It's just Denzel being Denzel. But I actually liked what he did with his character, and I actually liked him in the movie. He didn't do a bad job. I was happy with him.
Well, that's enough of that movie.
Yeah. So then, yeah, I saw Gladiator. Like my number 4 was Godzilla X Kong: The New Empire, which I also kind of mentioned before. I've seen. Like CountryBoy said, it doesn't take itself as serious as the previous ones. The animals, Godzilla and Kong, and even like the Scar King and like everyone else is like a little baby Kong that they find. Everyone feels too humanized. Like they're acting like humans. They're like having pantomiming things like humans would, and it's just like this is a big giant lizard shouldn't be doing this. Like it was okay. It was a fun movie, but it's not as good as the previous ones, I think.
The big white lizard, was it Shimu? I think it's called. That one wasn't very human-like. It was very animalistic. She's not in it
very much either. Like she's hidden for a lot of it.
No. She's just a slave basically, as all the other apes were kind of a slave, I guess.
Yeah, like not altogether bad or anything, but it's not as strong as the other ones. Is what I'm going to say. And like, John already talked about it, so there's not much more to say. So my number 3 pick was IF, Imaginary Friends, what it stands for. Ryan Reynolds.
That's what.
Me too.
I don't know who the girl is in that.
John Krasinski.
Yeah, John
Some-
Krasinski, Lou Gossett Jr.
Yeah.
They're all in it. I mean, there's a lot of voice actors throughout the
Steve
whole thing.
Carell.
Yeah, Steve Carell. Yeah.
Steve Carell,
Main
yeah.
one.
I really enjoyed it. Like, I feel it's going to be kind of like Free Guy, where I really liked it the first time I saw it, and then the second time is going to be like, it's not quite as good as I remember it, but it's got like a lot of the same kind of ideas to me, where a lot of the characters and stuff you see aren't real, and it's a little bit like the real world meets cartoony because these are real people still going through all these motions, right?
Mhm.
And it's not who's that guy that's in there from SNL. He's not Horatio Sands, but he's like a big guy.
Oh yeah, that guy with the curly hair.
Bobby Moynihan.
Yes, yes, he's in
yeah,
there as
Bobby
well.
Moynihan.
Not much, but I gotta point him out.
Yeah.
'cause I like
Oh yeah,
him.
he was too. You're right. Yes, that's right.
He
That was
was
Bluey's.
He was Steve Carell's.
Uh,
Yeah.
Or
Yeah.
Did you see it, MussKeg?
yeah. I
Yeah.
saw it in theater because I took my kids to it, so I could. But I'll say this about this movie, and I'll say the term spoilers, but I'm not actually going to spoil anything. My one complaint about this movie is it has a twist in it. That
It was pretty
I felt
obvious.
was one of the most obvious twists I've ever seen
Yeah.
coming to a movie. Like I almost saw it from the first act. So
I
you know,
I wasn't surprised by I don't think anything in this movie, but there was a lot of good heart in this movie. Like it was a very good heartfelt movie. But yeah, nothing surprised me. Even like the big twist, like you said, I was like, yeah, of course that.
and I
is the
didn't
thing.
find it. I always have a hard time with kid leads where the kid's like trying to act like an adult more so. You know, they're not listening to adults. I'm doing this. I'm going to go off and do this. And it's like, you're a kid. You're not that important as far as like doing things. Just go play some Nintendo.
But I have it on Blu-ray. I bought it, and I want to watch it again just so I can kind of analyze it and be like, okay,
You can.
is there any point where he actually interacts with the real world that would prove
Well, you're
that
getting
he
in
couldn't
spoiler
be?
territory, Lou. Getting in spoiler territory.
Who? I just said
He.
he. I just said he. So it's
Anyways,
a
it was
male.
good.
There you.
Good family
Yeah.
show. And I will say the scene I was looking forward to the most in that movie had to do with the sequence when he goes into the art world essentially when they go to that place where all the ifs are essentially.
Yeah.
Love that. That was
Yeah,
fun.
that was cool.
And the invisible
cool.
guy and it was
Yeah.
pretty funny and yeah.
Who
yeah.
makes up an invisible friend?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And do you know who that invisible friend was played by?
Brad Pitt.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Deadpool.
yeah, just like Deadpool 2.
Callback.
Call back.
So I gotta pull my list again. After that,
I know what your
had-
next one is.
Oh, number 2, Furiosa.
How is it? It's on that Prime. I want to watch it. Is it good?
You're
It's
gonna get
passable.
different
It's passable.
views between the two of us, but it's not nearly as good as Mad Max Fury Road. I'll say that much.
No, it's a step down.
It is definitely a prequel, and it's like a lot of things you know about Fury Road. Is like it explains a little too much about things that are like more mysterious in Fury Road, I'd say, and it's not as cool that way.
I
Yeah.
wonder why this movie didn't do as well as Mad Max Fury Road.
Because it's a prequel, that's why. Because it's prequel.
Oh, that's why. Yeah.
Well,
Prequels never do as good.
you obviously
So
know,
that-
like, there's no real threat. You know she's gonna survive. Like everything that happens is basically telling the things that we know of her from Fury Road. They just go back, and you're like, oh, that's how
Mhm.
she learned how to paint her face. That's how she
Mhm.
lost her arm. That's how.
That's
That's all this movie
That's
is. It's all of
a
it.
lot of it is. It's like leading up to all these things you know.
Where you specifically, MussKeg, might differ is how you feel about Chris Hemsworth's character.
I loved it.
I hated him.
I know you didn't. I loved this character. I honestly
Well, I'll
did.
tell you what. I'll watch it and we'll decide. I'll be the deciding vote on if he's good.
He
or not.
was having fun in that role, and unlike his Thor Ragnarok character that he has fun with too, I loved this version of a fun character that he was playing.
I did not.
I loved it.
He was having fun. I'll agree. He was having fun. I was not.
The best part about Mad Max Fury Road was the visuals. Was the visuals on the same level?
I wouldn't say so.
I'd say it's more CGI, more notable
CGI,
CGI
yeah.
in this one. Yeah.
Mm.
Unfortunately.
Not particularly good in a lot of time.
Like when they're driving into that sandstorm in Mad Max Fury Road, or when they're going through the like bog area, and it's like that, it goes from the harsh, like reddish orange sand to the dark blue. Yeah.
There's
Well,
nothing quite like that, but
I'm still gonna watch it, but
and
obviously,
I just want to point out one other thing because you were talking about it. There's like this huge war that happens that during the time frame of this movie, but they just skip over it. It's like there's like a montage that plays, and it sounds like the most
Yeah.
badass thing ever. And it's just like,
Yeah.
why are we not watching this? Why are we?
that's the
skipping
next
this?
movie, Lou. That's the next movie.
Yeah.
I don't think it'll be the next one.
What's in between a prequel and a sequel? What the hell would that'd be called? The equal?
Midquill? I don't know.
NyQuil,
We're gonna do an equal between the movie.
Dayquil.
But yeah,
Anyways,
so
okay.
MussKeg's gonna check that one out. My number one for 2024 most anticipated movies was Deadpool 3, which later got the title Deadpool and Wolverine. Fuck it, it was amazing. I don't want to get into it too much because you talked about
Deadpool.
it, you talked about it, our review talked about it. There's not much more for me to say. Hugh Jackman's awesome, and I hope he gets a little bit more to do in the MCU, but not a whole lot. But
I
yeah, it was
also
great.
heard one thing I want to add. I did read in an article where Ryan Reynolds basically said that he's like, it's not that I won't play Deadpool again, but he doesn't want him to be the main character in the movie. He wants him to be a supporting character at this point.
Do you think that includes like teams? Like he could be like, a
Yeah.
Thunderbolt?
Like part of
It could be in Secret Wars or something like that.
yeah. So,
Yeah. That'd be
which
cool.
I'm good with. I'm good with. I think you've milked Deadpool as the lead as much as you can, and it'll almost rejuvenate his comedy style by having it not be,
I think that would be good. I
Howard.
think that'd be good. It wouldn't be too much, and that's one of my biggest complaints. Was it was like a little too much winking at the camera.
And that's also
me.
how I feel like you get a little bit more Wolverine too.
I just want to
Right.
Yeah.
one last note because what you just mentioned about not having him solo again. For both of you, what if they had like a Deadpool and Spider-Man? Would you be on board for that?
Of course I would. Why wouldn't I? Anybody with Spider-Man I'd fucking watch.
The way his internet cut out for half a second there, I didn't know
Oh,
what he
did
was.
Yeah.
It was like,
Did it cut out? Oh, that was me screaming anticipation.
always like,
excitement. Of course.
yeah.
Of course, I would definitely want to see that.
Cool.
So that's going to do it for the ones we had on our list. We'll start in the same sort of reverse order. Movies that we saw that weren't on our list that stood out this year that you might want to mention. You don't have to mention everything, but the ones that stood out. Lewis, we'll start with you since you were
I
last.
can't think of anything I've seen aside from those, so you could skip by that.
Really?
I mean,
wow.
maybe I'm forgetting something. You can correct me, but I don't think I've seen anything else.
Okay.
Wow.
You guys
Okay.
watched all those Godzilla movies this year, which was probably fun,
Wow.
but you did a video on that. So.
For 2024 stuff.
I know.
Check out the Wasted Shack video. That's
okay, well, I've got a few, and I don't know if these all came out in 2024, but I certainly watched some of them in 2024. And I know there's more to this, but I'll just mention a couple, some that are more recent. I actually saw the most recent M. Night Shyamalan movie, Trap, starring Josh Hartnett.
Oh yeah.
And
yeah.
I thought it was fun. You do need to check your like assumptions, and, like realisticness at the door sometimes, and be like,
oh man, oh hey,
can
I do that?
You gotta check your realisticness
No, it doesn't work.
realism at the door a little,
Why
because
doesn't mine work?
sometimes things happen. You're like, that wouldn't happen. But
you know what? I've seen that movie.
Oh, you did?
The dialogue bothered the hell out of me. Yeah, the dialogue was so. There was problems with the dialogue and the way people interacted with each other. It didn't feel realistic. It felt very
Josh Hartnett in it. I don't know. I liked him.
I thought he was okay. I thought honestly the best actor was the chick that was the singer, and that's Shyamalan's daughter. I thought she was the best part of that movie.
Good tunes too. Good tunes.
Yeah.
I also
does sing too.
I also watched, and this would probably be a close fighter for my like movie of the year, and I just wasn't expecting it. And I don't want to get the name wrong. but I probably will. I think it's the Ministry of Ungentlemanly Warfare.
Ungentlemanly Warfare. Yeah, that's a fun one.
Henry
That's a fun
Cavill.
one.
Fucking
Yeah.
great movie. Fun.
Yeah.
That's a movie that I see myself laying on the couch on a Saturday afternoon, and
It's
it just comes on TV, and I'm like, I'm watching this.
that's a Guy Ritchie. That's definitely what Guy Ritchie's good at, is those types of movies, and I thought he did a great job,
Yeah.
especially with
Have
that
you-
cast. Yeah,
Have you seen it?
me, I have. Yeah.
Well,
I thought it
no,
was
you
awesome.
have. I was asking Lou if he
Oh
saw it.
no, I haven't
Yeah.
seen it. I've heard of it.
Yeah.
But haven't.
I don't know if you have Amazon Prime or not. Do you?
I do.
Okay, it's on there. Hey, you got the holiday season. You got a little bit of spare time on your hands, maybe. Just
Mhm.
it's worth. It's fun. It almost
Yeah,
gives
it
you a
is.
little bit of. It's not Indiana Jones, but the setting gives Indiana Jones vibes to it.
I don't know. Do you know like the guy that plays Reacher, like Alan Richardson? Like, he's a big dude as well too. Like, he was
Okay.
great in that movie. Also, that guy's
He was
massive.
great in the movie too.
Oh, yeah,
He was
that was
probably my
awesome.
favorite character in that movie. Actually,
Yeah,
I
I think he was too.
reminded me of myself too. So,
I mean, and he plays Raphael in the Michael Bay Ninja Turtle movies. Just so you know, I mean, that's how awesome he is.
and I'm
Ninja
basically
Turtles?
awesome in the group.
You can't get any awesomer than that.
I also want to bring up something because I had it on my most anticipated movies for last year and I didn't watch it, but I did watch it this year, and it's Indiana Jones and the Dial of Destiny.
Yes, Style of Destiny.
Watched
A
it
year and a half later.
when I was the perfect time to watch a movie. I was done skiing for the day, and you're just laying on the couch watching a movie, and I threw this on, and I think it's my third favorite Indiana Jones movie. I'll take
Oh, so
it.
you're putting it above Temple of Doom? You're
Over
saying?
Temple of Doom, and
Okay.
obviously over Crystal Skulls. I really liked it. Maybe because everybody trashed it so much, I went in with low expectations.
Yeah.
It was so fun.
I enjoyed it. It was better than Crystal Skull. It's definitely not up there with the top three for first three movies though for me.
You know,
but
maybe I
did
did
enjoy
watch
it.
Temple of Doom, but I didn't like Temple of Doom when I watched it the first time very much. So who knows?
Yeah, it's a fun one.
Yeah, and that's all I'll talk about there.
Okay.
I also saw
And then,
Hitman Glenn Powell, where he hit.
Oh yeah.
Which
That was
fun.
okay.
Got a
That was
little
okay.
weird, but it was fun.
Mm-hmm. So I'll mention. I think I have like four that I really want to speak to. I've seen a lot of movies, so I'll say four standouts. I'll say Alien Romulus, which I mentioned a little bit in our 1970s movies episode. It's great. It's a good bridge between the first Alien and second Aliens movie. It actually starts out feeling a lot like Alien, where it's a lot more horror centric, and then it jumps into a lot more of the action, like Aliens becomes. So it's a lot like that, and it brings back a lot of the callbacks from the other movies as well too, and it does kind of help tie in like Prometheus as well as the other movies. So it's people complain that it's a little too fan servicey, and I'll say, you know what? It wasn't too fan servicey. There was maybe one moment, or maybe two moments, I would have maybe changed. But that's about it. That's about it. The rest of the movie, I thought it was fantastic. Fantastic.
I just wonder. 'Cause you're complimenting it on being like Alien and Aliens.
Yeah.
You're complimenting it there, and then you're like, "Oh, people said it's too fan servicey," which it's not. It's like, well, the only thing you said was that it was like the original. So
No,
like,
well, I'm saying that it had that feel. It had the feel
yeah.
of the first one, and
I know
the
what you're
feel.
saying.
I'm not saying that they did literally what those movies did, but they did do some fan servicey stuff in there, like bring back one character they didn't really need to bring back, and there was one line that one of the characters says that was just like, oh, cringe. I hated it because it didn't need to be in there. But that's
you bitch.
that was literally it. It wasn't that line exactly, but that's the line. And then another one that stands out was Speak No Evil, which I saw with Lindsay. We went and saw. It's with James McAvoy.
That's the one with the weird
his
couple.
family, like they meet another family and they get together, and then like it's kind of dark and you don't understand like what's kind of wrong with this family, what's going on. Are they like trying to hurt us, or are they just like eccentric or weird? And like James McAvoy steals the show in this movie. Like he's awesome.
James McAvoy steals the show in everything he's in.
Well, like if you ever seen Split and how he steals the show in that movie, like it's like that. Like he does such a good job of being creepy but funny at the same time. He was great. I really enjoyed his
says that about
character.
me all the time. Creepy but funny.
Yeah,
Yeah, they call you the crunny guy because you keep you funny.
Karate.
Crunny.
Yeah.
It's a new word.
Craig the
You're
Crunny.
not.
I
No,
like
it's
it.
on TikTok. You should know. They say it all the time. And then one that I went into thinking it would just be a kids movie, Transformers 1. I thought it was going to be more for Henry, and he was going to enjoy it because it's an animated Transformers movie, and I thought it was going to be just kids, just stupid comedy, and not really have any depth to it. I was wrong. This movie had some depth to it. It had some really good storytelling. Had some good character arcs. I was like, shit. I don't think even Henry's not even appreciating this for what it is. This is a surprisingly good movie. This is for an animated movie. You're taking your kids to this. I think the adults really appreciate it more than the kids would.
Who's
It
in
was,
that
it was
one
really
again?
good. Transformers 1. Chris Hemsworth plays Optimus. Keegan-Michael Key plays Bumblebee.
Yeah, it
But
wasn't.
that's-
You say animated, I think cartoon, but it was like CGI. Right. Like Megatron. It was like Megatron and Optimus when they like start out when they're.
Yeah,
Kid-
it was all
yeah.
animated though. It was.
Yeah.
It's CGI animation.
Yes.
It was all CGI animation.
I just for some reason was thinking like, like the first Transformers movie,
Like hand drawn. Oh yeah, no, nobody does hand drawn anymore.
Well,
That's
no,
a-
but
that's a lost art.
Yeah, they don't do hand jobs
with
anymore.
CGI, right? You can still get
Yeah.
that style with CGI.
Yeah. Yeah, no, it's
Like actually, like the
CGI.
X-Men '97 that came out, that series.
Yeah. It's
I
not
thought
like that. Definitely CG animation. And then the last one I'll say is another family-friendly movie, The Wild Robot. That was a really good movie. It's
I want to see.
if you like
So
Iron Giant, if you like Wall-E, if you like robots that kind of like warm your hearts, that's what this movie does. That's what this movie does.
I saw it, and most people I talked to liked it. Wife loved it. Seemed a little too simple in the writing. Like it was like, yeah, obvious. This is gonna
There's
happen.
not. Most of the dialogue, yeah, it's
It wasn't
animals and a
It
robot.
wasn't ultra heartbreaking. It wasn't like
For
it
me,
wasn't
it
like
wasn't.
All Dogs Go
But
to
I know a
Heaven
lot of people
heartbreaking.
cried at this movie.
It wasn't
A lot
All
of people
Dogs
did cry.
Go to Heaven heartbreaking. It wasn't like.
No, it wasn't.
So I saw
Yeah,
Moana.
it was.
I actually liked Moana 2 more than.
I saw Moana 2 as well.
Yeah.
I think I like the Wild Robot a little bit more. Yeah.
Okay. The best part
I
of
guess-
the Wild Robot was the best part about the Wild Robot for me was the fox.
Yeah, the fox is awesome. Yeah, just punts him into the water there. It's pretty cute. But actually, I think the beaver was my favorite. The beaver. Yeah, just trying to chop down that big tree. Chop down the big tree.
What we do in the shadows.
Yeah.
Barry or something. Barry. Anyways.
So that's going to be it for our look at 2024's movies, the ones that stood out and the ones we wanted to see. Where can we find everybody, starting with Mr. Lewis Lightning?
I am the Lewis Lightning on YouTube. I'm also the Lewis Lightning on Twitch. You can find me there. And the water is always on.
Oh, nice. I just watched that today, actually, with the kids. It was great.
I'm sure
Love
they love
watching
it.
it.
It's a great movie.
We're gonna watch the next one tomorrow.
You're gonna go
Best
through
Home
all-
Alone out there. Oh wait, no, Best Home Alone out there. Sorry.
You're gonna go through 1 through, was it
Two's
5 now?
better.
1 through 5 of Home Alone?
1 and 2 are the only ones you need to watch. That's
Don't even
it.
tell
That's where it
me
ends.
it's better than 1. All right, just get out of here.
Easily. I quote that one way more than the other one. I laugh way harder at the second
Let's
one.
break the tie. Which is better, 1 or 2?
2. I
Yeah.
love 2. I'll send
The
you a video with someone
The
else.
pranks are so much better in 1. Anyways.
They're more childish in 1 too. You could kill them in those fucking pranks, and it's hilarious. It's like a Looney Tunes freaking movie basically at that point.
He's getting electrocuted.
Yeah,
What a hole!
Anyway.
yeah. Wow, what a hole. Okay,
Anyway.
well, where can we find you, MussKeg?
Twitch, Twitter, PSN, and TikTok as MussKeg.
And you can find me on all sorts of platforms, including right here on YouTube as CountryBoy_9 or CountryBoy9er, where I unbox a whole bunch of different toys, like those guys right there, Mickey and Minnie right behind me. There you go.
Oh.
That's gonna do it. So now stay tuned for our look into 2025 and what we're looking forward to watching.
See ya.
They're on Nunsicle.